Brawl news. You know, it's funny, as you all should know if you guys have been following my channel for a little bit here now, my interests in Brawl Stars are constantly changing. And by far, the thing that is holding my interest and making me think deeply about this game is update speculation as of right now. The Brawl newses have been coming in like hotcakes, man. Which, you know, is perfect timing, seeing that we're getting straight away into a brand new update in just a few more days. So of course, as we're approaching this brand new update and the sneak peeks that will be coming here shortly, be sure to stay tuned to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I've always tried to make this channel the place you guys can go to for update content pre, post, and during, so you guys are knowing what's going on. Much love, everyone. Thank you guys for the support, but we have a lot to get into here today. Starting things off here in this episode today, we have a post coming out over here 4 hours ago on the Brawl Stars Twitter page saying, cooking some balance changes now. What are the tastiest balance suggestions for buffs, nerfs, and changes? I feel like the Brawl Stars dev team a lot more recently have been incredibly welcoming when it comes to the perspectives of people inside the Brawl Stars community. Not only things like game mode suggestions, a post just coming out a couple weeks ago here with over 1,400 comments, but also getting stuff like this for balance changes, getting suggestions from the community, which as you guys can see, it seems to be paying off with this post alone already having in 4 hours 800 comments. Nuts. Getting some really interesting suggestions here, much like Spen saying rework for Edgar, Bull, Vision Gear on Leon plus Sandy. Particularly really interested in not only the buffs and nerfs, but the changes that they have in this post here. It seems like the dev team is also welcoming changes to brawlers that aren't just buffs and nerfs with this post alone, maybe indicating that we might be seeing a brawler remodel here in this next update if they are welcoming those ideas into the mix. But with that out of the way, I think it's about that time to get straight away into the photo that came along with this post here today. As you guys know, as we're nearing the date for the Brawl Talk, almost every single picture coming out with a post should be looked into very deeply. So at face value, nothing really is jumping out to me as incredibly important in this photo, but there have been a few things that people have been discussing. It's funny that we've been kind of ebb and flowing here when it comes to the environment that we're within inside of these photos as of recently on the Brawl Stars social medias. A very important point that I brought up recently here on the channel is, yes, we've been in the Candyland for almost all of these photos recently, but then randomly thrown into the mix, we had this Gus environment, possibly indicating or giving even more credence to the importance of sneak peeks in this photo, much like this robot in the lower left-hand corner, possibly a new brawler, or a symbolism of a potential new Sprout skin around the corner. But this time reverting back to the Candyland environment here. But coming from this photo, there are two kind of interesting things I would say, though it could be a bit of a stretch. Basically just relaying what the community is discussing about this here. The very first one I've been seeing a few different posts on is this zoomed into here. Some people thinking that this might be like a mini brawler here, but in my opinion, I think it's just a hook. Of course, we can go deeper with it. Color correction is always the easiest way to find things that are hidden. It kind of looks like a rooster or something like that. What the heck? What is going on here? Kind of interesting there. I'm not super confident what I could place my finger on that. It's really just, you know, in my gut feeling, I don't think much is coming from this. It looks like a pot handle and maybe a hook combined here. I don't think much is coming from this here, but it's interesting. But the other thing that I think has just a bit more potential than that other thing people were discussing is this piping in the lower right-hand corner covering up the recipes book here. I've seen a few individuals inside the community theorizing that this very well could be a Sprout arm. You have that sectioned off pieces of metal, almost showcasing that there can be some bending, some movement. Almost one for one what we see from Sprout's arm here in game. Those sectioned off metal joints that appears to be allowing Sprout to have some bending movement here. So of course, if this is the case, the reason it would have any significance at all is the fact that there have been a ton of theories being brought about inside the community about a potential new Sprout skin or or a Sprout remodel altogether, even based on a ton of different Easter eggs that have came out recently. Also, I do want to interject with a bit more here, seeing that this piping is a little bit out of the ordinary compared to any of the other structures inside of the background and the room that they're in. We do have some piping or mechanical things back there, but it doesn't necessarily match up with what we're seeing in the lower right hand corner. Also, on top of that, most of the time when it comes to these types of photos, things that are within the sight of view of the viewer seems to be pretty dang important, the things that catch your eye the easiest. A good example is most of the time you're going to be drawn to this recipe book here that the main character or one of the main characters is looking at, which is then covered up by this metal piping here, almost as if the artist of this photo is directing your attention to this here, you know? I'm definitely not gonna argue the fact that this seems like a pretty dang big stretch here, but the only reason I'm bringing it up is because we do have a continued storyline with this potential Sprout remodel, a new robot brawler, or a new Sprout skin around the corner, starting off with this robot in the lower left hand corner with a arm very similar to what we've seen on Sprout here, so maybe indicating that that metal piping could be related to this robot here, a potential brawler, a Sprout rework, or something we just don't know about. With on top of that, coming out here recently, the photo advertising the Ant-Man movie coming out, a thing that we've seen quite regularly with significant entertainment releases mimicking some of the artwork of those releases, but at the very bottom we see witness the growth of a new Sprout. Once again, maybe indicating something significant happening to Sprout here around the corner. So of course, I would love to hear what you guys have to say on this front. In the beginning, I didn't really think it was anything significant, but it does look like a robotic piece, and it just kind of matches up with some of the stuff that we've been discussing recently with Easter eggs popping up in these photos. It's compelling, at least. But moving along, away from update speculation here, I wanted to bring this up as well, seeing that it is another way for you guys to get some progression here in the game, though it is a little bit more on the insignificant side of things. At the end of the day, anything counts, to the point where I will be participating in this on my free-to-play account, seeing that I'm trying to get resources in any way possible here. But taking a look at a tweet over here on the Brawl Stars Esports page 7 hours ago, stating, "This weekend kicks off the Brawl Stars Championship. Make sure to get set up on event.brawlstars.com and start earning your BSC23 viewer rewards." I'm assuming this isn't unfamiliar to a lot of you guys out there. This is the exact same website we utilized for the Brawl Stars World Finals in our predictions to get that free Rage Quit Tara skin, which I do have to say we did pretty dang good with those predictions, baby. But whenever there is a Brawl Stars monthly final, there's going to be a watch along, much like we had in the World Finals, which we can participate in as a viewer here, accumulate points, and of course get compensated with rewards because of it. Like I said before, it's not incredibly significant or anything like that. I mean, we're dealing with totals of 5 tokens, 5-star points, and 5 coins here, going up to a grand total of 100 tokens at the very end. But when it comes to progression in the game, I guess it's something. Like I said before, I'm going to be doing this on the free-to-play account at the very least. While on top of that, each time a new thing resets here, there's going to be an exclusive reward, this time a green boxing glove punching spray. And I think at the end of the day, any type of motivation to be able to watch along with some Brawl Stars Esports is a phenomenal thing, seeing that Esports in Brawl Stars is incredibly exciting and fun to watch along. So as the post entails, this is going to be starting this weekend, so make sure to watch along. It should be pretty dang busy around that time, seeing that we should be getting the Brawl Talk. So it might be something you forget about at the end of things, but might be something you want to mark down on your calendar for some extra progression. Moving along, as we are nearing the end of this video here today, taking a look once again at the Supercell Make campaign that has now been a few days in the actual voting process. I have got to say, dude, this Supercell Make campaign has not disappointed whatsoever. There are so many amazing skins that have met the 500 plus cap when it comes to voting. Basically, the skins that are beloved within the community here, voted upon by quite a few individuals reaching the cap. Just taking a look at some of the cooler ones, in my opinion, we have Captain Surge there with a green effect, like almost like a ghostly Surge skin, looking so freaking cool. There's just so many amazing examples here for Surge skins that very well could be placed into the game. If you want to continue looking at finalist skins, you just have to refresh the page, and most of the time it's going to reset the ones that have been voted upon quite a lot. Look at that one. I think that's perfect. Something a little bit more on the simple side of things. Captain of the Deep Surge with a giant sword. So cool. So once again, if you guys have some free time, it definitely doesn't hurt to head on over to this website and vote for the ones that you enjoy the most. It definitely goes a long way into kind of assisting what skin might be the one that we end up playing with. But there you have it, everyone. I think that's just about all I got for you here in this episode today. I've been really enjoying myself just keeping on top of anything that might be significant about this update, seeing that we are still kind of in this realm of mystery about the update itself. We've uncovered a few really interesting details that have some significance here, but we're kind of at that point where I'm just very much so looking forward to getting all of that crazy sneak peek details one day before the Brawl Talk on the 24th. So make sure to stay tuned to the channel. We'll be covering everything else that you guys will need to know as we are leading into this update, as I always try to do here on this channel. But yeah, everyone, hopefully you all enjoyed this check-in here today. If you did, make sure to slap a like on it. I'd really appreciate that. Have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. Keep having fun with Brawl Stars, and we will see you all in the next one. Adios and take care.